We're having delusions of grandeur after the Twins beat the Tigers to win their first series in weeks. Here's what's next. Constructing the best possible roster to make a wild card run over the final 48 games. Sounds fantastic, which is why you need to get Locked On Twins.
You are Locked On Twins, your daily Minnesota Twins podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Locked On Twins, your daily go-to source for the top Minnesota Twins insight, discourse, and analysis. Personally, it's my favorite show of the Imperial Locked On Podcast Network. Which you laughing at? Which, by the way, brings you your team every day. Don't forget, I've only done this like 100 times.
Yeah, it's all
There's
good.
no reason to trip over it. Don't forget, hit like and subscribe where applicable. I'm Dave Brown, an MLB writer who never gave up on the Twins' playoff hopes, not for a second. I'm also a BBWA member and a Hall of Fame voter. Across the Great Plains of cyberspace is Brandon Warne, who is still holding out hope for the Bomba squad in the 2019 postseason for some reason. Brandon was a Twins fan who became a Twins writer, and now he's both. You can find his work at Access Twins, the newsletter, and mine periodically at Zone Coverage. On this podcast, the Twins are coming off big wins against Cleveland and Detroit. Byron Buxton will be back soon. Pablo Lopez will be back sooner or later. It's time to put away the pessimism flakes and start getting serious about making a run. That's right. The Twins need just a little tweaking, not twerking, of the roster, and some other worldly hitting, along with a new bullpen, and they can go on a postseason run in the final 48 games of the regular season. We will tell you how they can do it. But first, this episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. The Twins gave themselves a transfusion at the trade deadline, didn't they? Go to 5hourenergy.com today. That's the number 5, hourenergy.com. Not hour as in mine and yours, but hour as in what time it is. So 5hourenergy.com. Use the promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. It's only valid through September 30th. So this month and next, get on it. Order transfusion flavored 5 Hour Energy shots today. Brandon, everyone's been traded and we've gone crazy because we have an idea that the Twins, 6.5 games out, 48 games to play, can make a run at the playoffs. To do that, they need to get their roster in a certain way that it is not quite yet. They still have some players, some newly acquired trade people working on some stuff in the minor leagues. There's some guys coming back from injury. There are some guys who need to be promoted. There's some guys who they are avoiding bringing up because of money.
Reasons.
Because of well, no, we can say it because they're gaming their service time.
Yeah.
There's like I said, a couple guys who haven't. One guy's gotten a chance. One or two guys have gotten a chance, but there's some guys at AAA who I think would make the team, would put the team in a better position to win games here in the final 48 game. Now, is that necessarily the best thing to do? I would say yes at this point. I think there's nobody in the minor leagues who's in the minor leagues that you absolutely have to keep down for developmental reasons because it'll be too soon or whatever. I mean, you've got one, we were alluding to James Outman, who somehow is still, they can still squeeze an extra year out of him of club control because that's what's important. Heaven forbid you should lose James Outman at some point.
Right.
But, the way his contract is, the way his service time is, if he stays down until, I don't even know what date it is.
Somebody, our good friend Grant said like the 21st through the 26th-ish, which...
That late? I thought it was like the quarter, August 15th. If we're going to make a playoff run, we might need James Outman sooner rather than later.
To be clear, we're also saying, like, not that this is likely, but let's be honest. I didn't think of it this way, but I did mention it in our most recent show. Maybe we're celebrating a Freakier Friday release by saying the Twins are going to flip the script on the Tigers like Detroit did last year. Detroit, mind you, sold at the deadline last year and then went on a crazy run. I don't necessarily think that the Twins have that in them, but we did the show most recently saying that not all hope should be lost for this team in the medium term. I'm saying, hey, who knows? Maybe they could be fun and get hot in the short term and at least not lay down for the month of September.
I saw somebody say somebody's been giving like what is the probable record that they would need the rest of the way to get that last playoff spot. This might be a little light, but 31-17 is what was projected. So
14-game winning streak and play 500 the rest of the way. It's so easy.
They've already done that this year, haven't they? So, I mean, it's not something the team hasn't done this season. It's
not this team.
Well, they won. Well, no, not exactly, but we've talked about after the catastrophic flood at your house, stripping the house down to the studs, and the Twins haven't really even done that. Or if they have, the studs are good.
They pruned.
Bones are good. The house will. How's that song go? But they can get on a run here. I mean, it's not impossible. They just have to do a few things to the roster, and depending on who we're talking about here, if James Outman really does need to stay in the minors until like August 25th, what a drag! What a stupid system. I don't know. Do we really care that James Outman would be here for another year? I guess if it's the Twins, people are conditioned to this nonsense.
Well, it might be the difference between paying him $780K versus what, 1.5 million. Again, extreme couponing for a billionaire. It's preposterous.
They're not. I mean, not just to rip the Twins for being a team. They're not the only team that does this. Yeah. I mean, obviously the Pirates are horrible at it, and there are other teams as well. I mean, even the White Sox. I mean, even big market teams worry about this crap. And it's like, come on, how many billions of dollars do you need to pay to give a little extra money to James Outman to keep him around an extra year? Like we even know do we even know that James Outman is going to be worthy of service time gaming? No. I mean, he hit really well when he came up like 2 years ago. Hasn't hit since in the majors. Yeah. And I mean, it's nice that he can rob the occasional home run, but he's going to have to hit more than he's hit. He's going to have to get hot. So it's not even like he would but James Outman, it would be nice on my hypothetical Twins roster for the rest of the season. It would be nice to have someone with his defensive chops in the outfield who also maybe can run into a home run from time to time. Now he is left-handed, which is the preferred hand of the Twins outfielder as far as hitting goes. So it's not like they lack that, but so he would be a guy that I would bring up. Another guy that I would consider on the offensive side to bring up, and this is like the last spot on the roster, Carson McCusker. I think it would make sense, given my ideal Twins roster, to have him out there so basically Larnach doesn't have to play against left-handed pitching. And you have a major league quality bat who can go up there against lefties. So that's going to rule out Edouard Julien. Edouard Julien is not on my roster. Okay. I think he's going to have to go back. But I think Carson McCusker should come up for Edouard Julien just because he would make a more ideal DH, a right-handed DH when Larnach is not the DH.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting. I do not have McCusker.
Well, this is my last spot on the as far as the offense goes, is not. They don't really have anybody who's ideal. Like I think they might think the last guy should be Austin Martin, but I don't necessarily like his defense, especially. I mean, in center field, we've seen him diving all over the place after balls that maybe he shouldn't be diving at. He can run into a home run from time to time, so that's okay from the right-hand side. But I don't necessarily like him. If you got to play him in right field, that's not great. I don't know. It would be McCusker or Martin at this point for that last spot. And this is, just my guess as far as what the best offense would be. The rest of the bench, we talked about Outman already. He could come up.
What?
Christian Vasquez, we need him to catch. Yes.
Yeah. Well, why don't we pause and then come back and we'll do I think the starting lineup is pretty ink, and then we can do kind of the little bits in that. But I don't want to dive too deep into it before we have to take a pause and get kind of truncated here. All right. Well, so when we come back, we will talk starting lineup, bench, all that fun stuff. But it's a good time for an energy break, a 5-hour transfusion energy break. It's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-hour energy transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or even off it, you just need that extra boost to stay sharp and energized. I know if I'm on the golf course, especially on a day like today, it is super warm, 80 degrees with 80% humidity. It's a feels like temperature of 85. We're supposed to get up to a feels like temperature of 102. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what the kind of days that trudging around or even riding a cart on the golf course can feel like a marathon. And that's where 5-hour energy transfusion comes into play. It's what you need for a pick-me-up that you don't have to chase down the bev cart. So golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape, ginger, lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to. And again, you're not chasing down the bev cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGolf to get 20% off your order. This offer only valid until September 30th, so a little over a month yet. And it's on one order, cannot be used with other promotions. And this code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you are meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion flavored 5-hour energy shots today. Oh dear.
Sorry, I meant to
mute.
I meant to mute.
Whoops.
How do we fix that?
I'll fix it. I'll lop it out. Just have at it.
I'm sorry.
All good.
Not really. It's pretty unprofessional. All right, I'll start being professional again. Locked On Twins is back, and we are imagining
a lot of things.
We're imagining what the Twins roster should look like the rest of the season if we wanted to maximize the number of wins that the Twins could get here down the stretch.
We're clicking the all Ask Madden button or the automatic reorder of your depth chart button, and this is what we think the best version of the current Twins would look like, basically, right?
So yeah, it would. I've already been yapping too much. Lots of yapping. So why don't you tell me what your starting lineup? Maybe not the order, the batting order. What's your starting lineup look like?
Just tell me if you agree or not. That'd be fine.
No.
Jeffers catching.
Yeah.
Clemens at first.
Yes.
Keishel second.
Yes.
Lewis at third. Lee at short.
Yes.
I have Alan Roden in left field.
Yes.
Buxton in center.
Yes.
Warne in right.
Right. Yes.
That's what I said. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
And then Larnach at DH.
Yes.
So what is that, 9 for 9? Yeah. So right down the middle. I mean, were there any of them that you even had any trepidation? Maybe depending on who's pitching that day. Vasquez, I think, with the younger guys, but
I didn't break it down to that extent. What this lineup doesn't have, and I started to go into who's on my bench. For the most part, Vasquez interchange with Jeffers,
mm-hmm.
and then you have a guy like guys like Larnach, who you're not crazy about against lefties. Not crazy about. You don't want to do that in a million years, but there's that, and there's Clemens, not good against lefties.
Right.
The rest of the guys, Roden, I don't know. I think they should give Roden some run against all kinds of players and just see what happens. I think that's where I don't know that it's ideal for him to face left-handed pitching, but the kind of roster that I've constructed here, you don't necessarily have a lot of options there. So that's the only thing, the platoon situation with a couple of lefties. is kind of questionable. So,
Well, and
this is getting Byron Buxton back, which could happen today. I don't know, but it's been on the verge for days.
So Roden last year, AA New Hampshire, the Fisher Cats, fun team name there, and Buffalo, the Bisons. I've never understood why it has to be Bisons with an S. 299, 414, 481 against righties, 274, 304, 453 against lefties. So that's, and he caught fire from August 1st on. Month of August, 1005 OPS, month of September, 1158. 918 OPS against older pitchers. All these stats courtesy of Baseball Reference. If we go back to
older pitchers,
pitchers, yes.
Okay, I get
and
it.
then high A and double A.
I wouldn't have thought of that, but
the high A, double A split the year before that, 256, 376, 336 against lefties. So great on base, not much power. Little Luis Ariz there. Luis Ariz could not drive the baseball against lefties. And then if we go back to his first year, just a handful of games, 629 OPS, but the on base was there with a 343. So I don't know I'd still maybe lead Roden off against lefties if I'm honest, unless you're still married to the idea of Buxton leading off, which if Buxton isn't leading off, he's hitting second for me behind Roden. So he's in that top two for sure.
I'm going to let Rocco worry about the actual batting order. So I don't know. But against the lefties, maybe you switch it around a little bit, move this player up or down. But I don't know. I put Keyshaw somewhere in the top three.
Maybe Buxton, Lewis, maybe Buxton, Keyshaw, Lewis. And that's where it gets dicey after that.
People have been pining for Royce to hit higher in the lineup. Why are you still hitting him fifth? Why do you disrespect this man who drove Carlos Correa from town? Why do you do it? Why can't he hit the first third?
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know if has Royce been hitting though lately since Correa was traded. I think he's feeling the pressure to carry the team. Now the young guys are carrying the team again. It's not fair.
Well, so we're in consensus in our starting lineup, correct?
Yes.
Vasquez is our backup catcher, our second catcher.
Yeah.
I think the bench is where we're going to have some dissension.
Okay.
Who's your backup shortstop?
My backup shortstop is Mr. Peyton Eeles.
Mine too. Woo!
Needs to be promoted post haste.
I need to know if he can play short first, though. Like if he can't, I have no problem with it being Fitzgerald. But
I think he can play short in this context. I think Brooks Lee, who of course is a bad back away from being out for a week back.
My back is weak from a week back. Yeah.
But again, we're flying blind. We're throwing caution to the wind a little bit with this.
This is an MLB The Show roster.
Yes. So if Brooks Lee gets hurt, the next day we'll bring up Fitzgerald from the minors. Fine.
Yep.
And Peyton Eeles can play shortstop for a day. I mean, he has played shortstop at AAA. I don't know if he has played it well. And I've heard, what did I hear? Keith Law. Remember we had Keith Law on? Keith Law said, he's probably more of a second baseman. So we'll be checking Mr. Culpepper's progress hourly to see how long it's going to take him to come up. So Peyton Eeles is my main infielder as far as this roster goes.
And so my last two spots go to James Outman and Austin Martin. It sounds like yours are Outman and McCusker.
They are, just because I want some power to be.
Outman can play center, so Outman can play center, so it does make Martin a bit superfluous. I could get behind McCusker out there as
the thing about Martin, though, Brandon, I bet you're thinking, is that maybe you could put him at short when
in an extreme pinch, pinch.
Yeah. So and that would only be if Peyton Eeles can't play short. So this lineup has some limitations.
But Eeles is a no-go if he can't play short. If he can't play short, I just think at that point he doesn't have enough utility on how this roster is constructed, because I want Keyshaw to play as much as possible. And so I think Martin for me is that he's actually kind of hitting. He's got a 99 weighted runs created plus, has done enough to he's been leading off a little bit, actually exclusively. And then Alan Roden besides. They've been kind of alternating depending on matchups and that sort of thing. So I think I would stick with Martin and Outman, but I'm willing to hear a case for McCusker, especially if they haven't mapped out what the rest of the month or whatever is looking like for probable opposing pitchers, and if there's going to be a bunch of lefties or bullpens with solid lefties. Like, I'm sure they mapped that out a fair length, a couple weeks, I would say. And that's what it would be based on, I guess. And I didn't do that.
Eeles, too. I don't know how many games in the outfield he's played, but he's played some games in left field for AAA. So that is, McCusker is, like I said, the big attraction for him is a power hitting right-handed hitter in the lineup when Larnach is not in the lineup. So, but then again, maybe Royce Lewis DHs instead. Maybe Eeles, I'm not sure about his arm. So over at third base is weird. Maybe Cody Clemens doesn't have any time at third base, but maybe you could move him around that way. So this is not ideal. This is mostly, if you're going to look at it like this, what's my ethos? Most of the pitchers they're going to see are right-handed. This is the lineup. This is the best 1 through 9 that you can put out there. And with a little bit of flexibility off the bench. Outman's there in case, as an insurance policy, sort of like how they had Bader or Margot or Michael Taylor for Buxton, basically in center field in case something happens with him.
And then late inning defense.
Inning defense, yes. Yeah. So that's...
I don't know how fast he is. Eeles is excessively fast. That would also be a nice piece to have at your disposal, like Kiersey. I mean, Kiersey was not great at stealing bases relative to his speed, or at least I know people kind of grumbled about it. But having that sort of speed, as far as Outman, I'm going to look that up because I know he's got the defensive chops to play center, but I don't know if he's. Let's see. He did steal 16 bases. Yeah, he stole 16 bases. Not great base running. Well, 3.4 base running runs in 2023, not great sense. Really kind of unfair to grade him on anything the last 2 years with how he's kind of been up down. But I think that there's some pieces there that your bench should be okay, but it wouldn't be perfect.
If you could be guaranteed that Carson McCusker would hit against left-handed pitching, would he make a lot of sense then for the bench?
For sure. Then I think I don't know how creative you get then, but I would definitely have him in the conversation.
So I think we agree that Eeles, Vasquez, Outman,
the fourth.
That's the basis of a bench. And the fourth.
And if people are listening, why don't they put their bench in the comments? I'd love to see what people have to say.
Put your bench there. Put it in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take our second and final break and come back and talk about the pitching staff that will get the Twins to the playoffs in 2025. It's that chance.
Sorry, I played you off there, but summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or that high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. Think about this. You're already following the action. Why not get a little action on the action and make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburnt at the beach or even just mowing their lawns, because my goodness, mine is due here any day now. I have been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, such as Clayton Kershaw against Max Scherzer. Maybe not as cool as it would have been 10 years ago, or even when didn't they both fill in for like Maddox? And I'm trying to remember who Kershaw pitched for Maddox, and then Scherzer stepped in for, I think, Randy Johnson, because I think he was a Diamondback at that time. But it was two future Hall of Famers stepping in for two future Hall of Famers. And now they're facing each other as late 30s. Actually, I think Scherzer's already 40. But that's my favorite matchup going on right now. FanDuel wants to help you by using new daily promotions and fun ways to bet on games just like that. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5, and $150 in bonus bets is yours if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel, easy for me to say, .com to get started.
Locked On Twins, final segment. We're trying to get the Twins to the playoffs by making their roster one that is most capable of winning 31 or 32 games in the final 48 of the season. So sounds like a long shot. Hey, before we go into the pitching staff, we want to remind you to subscribe to Locked On Twins. Make sure you're subscribed, because that way you don't miss any of the great Twins content that we've got for you. And that includes the Twins postcast with Luke Inman live after the final out of every game. So they'll play tonight. Who are they playing? Nationals? Who's here?
Royals.
The Royals. Oh, yeah.
Dave. Shame.
I don't pay attention to the AL Central.
No.
But anyway, if you subscribe to Locked On Twins, you get the postcast, which means you get 2 shows for the price of 1. So it's actually all free. See my logic? So subscribe to Locked On Twins and you get stuff.
What we're doing here is we're optimizing. That's the word I'm looking for. Optimize this roster. We're
efficiency experts, and we're here to optimize. So this is what we got so far. Jeffers, Clemens, Keyshaw, Lee, Lewis, Roden, Buxton, who might be back tonight.
Yeah.
Wallner, Larnick. That's a starting lineup. And we agree on Peyton Eeles being promoted, Christian Vasquez remaining a catcher, James Outman, whatever they get his contract figured out, and either Carson McCusker or Austin Martin in the outfield spot. Actually, I don't know, did they trade one too many guys away? Because I was scouring the minor league, the minor league rosters for a 4th bench guy, and I couldn't really find one. So ideally, to me, if Carson McCusker could come up and hit against lefties, so Trevor Larnick does not have to play at DH against them, that would be ideal. So now we do the pitching staff.
Who's your backup first baseman, though?
Yeah. Does Roden play there?
I think he does. So yeah, I think he has. So I think that's your not to get off track, because we got a lot of pitching to get to. But
it's too late to get off track. And didn't McCusker take some infield once? That counts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Keyshaw also has first base time.
Okay.
So Peyton Eeles could go to second. Keyshaw can slide over to first. We got it covered. So starting staff. Now there's going to be some changes here, Brandon. Joe Ryan, of course, he's not going anywhere yet. Pablo Lopez needs to come back off the injured list, which might not happen for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully not that long, but Zebby Matthews is in place. Taj Bradley is almost in place. He's been working on his split finger fastball and whatnot at AAA. Pretty soon he'll be ready. Mick Abel has major league starts. I think Mick Abel is the 5th starter. So Ryan, Lopez, Matthews, Taj Bradley, and Mick Abel. Now, what that does with Bailey Ober right now, he's not on this list. So I don't even have him in the bullpen.
Wow.
I don't.
I went Pablo, Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober, Zebby, and then Taj. I have Abel in my bullpen. So I have Abel up. And what I'm doing there is I'm maximizing his stuff plus his stuff in a short leverage role, whereas with Ober, I think I saw enough in Ober's first start to be like, okay, maybe the tides are turning. But it's subject.
We're trying to get to the playoffs, Brandon. We're not. The tide is very slow.
But Abel has minimal big league experience, so it's pick your own adventure, right?
Maybe, and if it doesn't work, then we eject him, and then we bring back Ober, or SWR gets over his illness. I've got SWR in the bullpen.
So do I,
along with Festa. So,
I have a surprise entrant in the bullpen.
Oh, I bet I know who it is. Well, who's your surprise entrant?
Gus Varland.
Oh my God! All right, so again, Ryan, Lopez, Zebby, Taj, Mick Abel. Those are my starters, and yours are again?
Pablo, Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober, Zebby, and Taj.
All right, pretty close. Bullpen. Yeah. Of course, we got the big, just like with like we had before with Duran and Jax. We got Topa and Sands at the end. So those are the high leverage guys.
Yep.
Festa. I like this role for Festa.
Yep.
This way we don't have. He can also not overextend his shoulder, which keeps barking at him periodically. SWR, I've long wanted to see what his effort would look like in the bullpen. I think he would be good. I'm bringing up Connor Prelip. Bring up Connor Prelip. He's my lefty. Connor Prelip. Yay.
I do not have a lefty.
Well, Connor Prelip is my lefty, and we're gonna throw him at the league, and they're gonna be scared of him.
Also,
yeah.
I'm Gus Varland. I've already said that. Gus Varland between.
They haven't even claimed Gus Varland yet.
They will though. More than a strikeout per inning, great walk rate, home run rate down. I honestly don't know why you would DFA a guy like that. 3.42 ERA, 3.59 expected ERA, 3.13 FIP, 3.92 xFIP, 0.4 Fangraphs WAR in 26 and a third innings. That to me, 364 BABIP. That's the kind of guy I would say ride the wave, man. I don't know why the White Sox of all teams.
I don't know. I've wondered that multiple times this year, why they're toying with Gus Varland's emotions and why they can't bring him up. I don't know. It's not like they're overloaded with pitching.
Actually, no, you know what? I'm an idiot, and I looked at last year's numbers. He hasn't pitched in the major leagues this year. I feel like such an idiot.
I thought you were giving us minor league numbers.
No, minor league numbers have been a little bit – I don't know why I thought that – yeah, it's not 2024 anymore. But I still
stop writing 2024 on the podcast checks.
Well, if not him, then I agree with Prelip. So if Varland cannot, and maybe they claim him and send him to St. Paul back to his home. But yeah, I'm fine with Prelip too in that spot.
The other three guys I have in the bullpen are holdovers. Travis Adams.
Okay.
I really like having Adams, SWR, and Festa in the bullpen. I see good things there. I see a little length. I see a little missing bats. Mm-hmm. If SWR's splitter or changeup or whatever it is working. I got Pearson, Oil, and Thomas Hatch. He's been good so far. This bullpen will play. I mean, I wouldn't be crazy about Topa and Sands at the end, but I really like the other 5-6 guys. So thinking about even next season, but that's what I got. What else you got?
Yeah, Sands, Topa, Ol, SWR, Festa, Hatch. I have Abel and then Prelip, but I don't have Adams, and I think I need to fit Adams in there somewhere. So I think Adams.
You gotta fit Adams in there, man.
Yeah, Adams over Prelip, I think. And if you want a lefty, I'd probably dump Ol. But with that said, I wouldn't feel that strongly about it. I like Ol's changeup. I think guys who throw changeups out of the bullpen are kind of fun, kind of funky. But yeah, I'll go with Adams, Abel, Hatch, Festa, SWR, Adams, Topa, and Sands. Or no,
these are the
Why did I put Adams in there twice? Prelip, Adams, drop Ol.
That's my joke about them adding Adams to the roster because they don't have enough players. They keep adding Adams. But you can only do it once. You can't.
I wrote it twice. I don't know why. I still claim Gus Varland, but you don't need to have him in the big leagues right now. Well, no, don't claim him. You would sign him to a minor league deal, I guess, assuming he clears waivers. But I still think him ending up in Minnesota makes a lot of sense just for so many reasons.
You don't think that would be not the word isn't patronizing, but it's pandering. Is that not pandering to the we need someone from Minnesota crowd?
Oh, for sure. I mean, he and Louis VI, John Klein can battle it out for innings at AAA St. Paul. But yeah, I mean, it might be a little pandering, and this is not a front office that has really done all that much of that. But I don't know. Take a shot. It'd be cool for him to break through with the Twins.
So let me review this part too before we head on out of here. These people are off the roster who are currently on it. It's sort of like another trade deadline bloodletting.
Yeah.
Kersey.
Yep. Well, he's not on the roster.
All right. Well, he's okay. Well, then they take him off. Martin, Gasper, Julien, Fitzgerald, Orena, Ober, Tonkin, Erasmo, Fundy, and Kriske. You're out.
So for me, then it's Gasper, Julien, Fitzgerald. Bring up Eeles, Urena, Tonkin, Ramirez, Fundy, and Kriske. So yeah, it's an Ol. I think I have Ol off there if I bring up Prelip. So I'd be between Prelip and Ol for my last bullpen spot. But the other thing is, like, we're envisioning an ideal 26-man. There would be some juggling to get to that in the short term. And so most of these guys would have a spot. Like, you'd have Ober up until Lopez comes back, right?
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, see what happens.
I like and that gives him a chance to re-wet his feet as far as how the roster goes, and more of a chance to really pitch his way up again and get some good results. So,
or down.
That makes sense. Hey, so we've done it. We've got the Twins in the playoffs. Congratulations. We want to thank you also for making Locked On Twins your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. It's 48 games. It's all that's left. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. So for my friend, Brandon Warne, this is Dave Brown, wishing you all a very pleasant good evening, saying that we will Alexei Casilla tomorrow night. Yeah.